It appears that Harry's role in the family is described as that of a household employee, according to sources familiar with the current situation. Meghan Markle is said to be managing the family's day-to-day operations, finances, and overall operations at Montecito, leaving Harry minimally involved in tasks such as grocery shopping or managing bills. Even so, sources say Harry is happy with the arrangement, preferring a simpler life, away from the attention and glamour he had come to expect. However, he is said to regret some aspects of his current commitments, such as his deals with Netflix and Spotify, feeling there is no easy way to change his current path. I honestly don't care if Harry is happy or not. The Harkles have inflicted misery on the Queen, Prince Philip, William, Catherine, and the rest of the royal family. Harry is causing havoc in my country, the United States. Please take back the royal rejects. We voted to eliminate paying meaningless homage to the royal crushers of 1776. Your tampon king may have Darling happily returned and asked to take his wife with him. What's even more shameful is that Harry not only abused his grandmother in her final years, but also continued to publicly criticize and oppose her legacy, causing discrimination and division within the family. These actions were not only a betrayal of a grandmother who loved and sacrificed for him, but also offended fans and caused widespread public debate about Harry's character and compassion. Harry is definitely feeling happy at the moment. Not only is he no longer a backup, but he has now officially become part of Meghan Markle and Doria's money-extracting bank. He was said to be the checkbook or important support person in managing the household and day-to-day matters at Montecito. However, this also means that he is carrying 2 dumbbells. Will he be able to endure it? Harry had a family life and many close friends in England before he married Meghan. However, after getting married, his life changed significantly. He went from being a prince to serving and supporting Meghan Markle and her family in Montecito. Meghan Markle, a former cable television actress with a storied past, used the oldest trick in the book to attract Harry and turned him into a whining, lying, and dependent person. I believe that Meghan and Harry's marriage was supposed to be just a business arrangement, intended for publicity and profit when necessary. They do not have children because Meghan had a hysterectomy and is now showing signs of living apart. Essentially, Harry seems to be alone, lacking any real friends and family relationships. His life can now be seen as a personal misfortune, losing the connection and support from those around him that he once loved and trusted. Talk about the blind leading the blind. Harry's wife was looked after by her father, then Trevor, then Corey, and then the royal family. She really has no concept of making money, saving it, and spending it wisely. She's renting in Toronto. She's never owned a house of her own. She always propagates women's rights, but she always depends on men. That's really hard to understand and shows how stupid and selfish she is by nature. The news of Meghan Markle throwing a tantrum and lying on the floor banging her head, given by a Netflix employee, clearly shows that there are serious problems with her mental health. This indicates that Meghan can have extreme reactions when she doesn't get what she wants, especially amid pressure from work projects and attention from the media. This event also suggests that Meghan may not be able to manage emotions and pressure effectively after leaving the British royal family. It's just that now there's no one to hide his annoyed expression, so it's published for the whole world to see. And there's no one to do damage control. So now he's a shining example of an entitled bully with anger issues who is so jealous of his brother that he thinks he can flip and overthrow the monarchy with his fury. And he experienced the biggest shock of his life when reality hit and he realized what he had gotten himself into. I wonder if he thinks the king will actually save him from the deep hole he has dug for himself. Is he in serious shock? Harry took all of this upon himself, especially after the terrible treatment of his entire family.
He never knew how to live in the real world, and I guess that didn't suit him at all.
How long can this charade continue? Do we care if he is happy or not? He never cared about his family's feelings when he told all these lies about them. I don't. Didn't he say his father and brother were like prisoners and that he himself wanted to escape the zoo? Well, he deserves his current miserable situation. He wanted it and got it. Couldn't be happier that his wish came true. I'm afraid it's of no use. Harry is an entitled brat, and his social climbing wife is no better. I wish nothing for them. Absolutely nothing. Harry needs to repent and consider himself a working American. No more looking for wealth. She will collapse soon. She has no intelligence and always relies on other people's success. She achieved one thing, destroying a man's life. It's not that I feel sorry for him. These two grinders seem perfect for each other. I know how he can fix it. Divorce that vile woman. Buy a small house on an isolated island somewhere, and spend the isolation thinking deeply about how horribly he treated his family, like in recent years. Maybe then he will realize what he has lost. Maybe then he'll sit down and write a sincere apology to the people he hurt. Yes, he can. But if he thinks it can be fixed, then he is quite delusional. It will never happen. His family can't trust him, and won't allow it. Once you've destroyed a relationship, you can't assume it can be repaired. Harry's sour, miserable face said that he was extremely unhappy in that terrible marriage. I bet Megan doesn't serve him anymore. Karma. Indeed, he is jealous of adulation, status, money, and most importantly, IPP status. He definitely doesn't care about actual work. Harry should leave Megan. If he doesn't want to leave his kids behind, he can buy another house in California. Something is really wrong with him. There are no children for him to leave. I believe that is why there will be no divorce. They can't afford to go to court. Indeed, he is jealous of adulation, status, money, and most importantly, IPP status. He definitely doesn't care about actual work. Harry should leave Megan. If he doesn't want to leave his kids behind, he can buy another house in California. Something is really wrong with him. There are no children for him to leave. I believe that is why there will be no divorce. They can't afford to go to court. I know how he can fix it. Divorce that vile woman. Buy a small house on an isolated island somewhere, and spend the isolation thinking deeply about how horribly he treated his family, like in recent years. Maybe then he will realize what he has lost. Maybe then he'll sit down and write a sincere apology to the people he hurt. He took it all on himself. No sympathy for him, but for her, she just wants it that way, so it will never be like that. I read somewhere that Henry's job is to walk dogs. That probably includes picking up dog poop. So he finished his day's work. Okay, maybe juggling a bit in the garden, holding the door for the two bosses and carrying bags, and always nodding and grinning stupidly. I don't think Harry does anything to the house or garden, but lets Megan control all the... Perhaps Harry was ridiculed for letting Megan make all the decisions, and possibly all the details. He is definitely being reminded by Megan about what to do and how to do it to satisfy her. Maybe she controlled him and didn't explain to him how to pay the bill. Maybe Harry gives all the money to her and her mother-in-law to take care of him. Control freaks like to have their finger on the pulse of those they control and insist on imposing their ideas, methods, and techniques on their assorted employees or spouses. Megan doesn't care about the family's finances and day-to-day operations and all other issues in Montecito. To be more precise, she has absolute control over all of this, and Harry is a complete idiot for allowing it and hasn't learned the basic life skills that every high school graduate transfers out when leaving home. Parents should know. Not realizing that he was marrying a controlling, popular, fame-hungry person was unforgivable. Okay, I feel this topic is very good, and there are many issues to discuss. Don't forget to comment below to let me know your opinion. Support our channel by clicking like and subscribing to the channel to watch more interesting videos. Thank you and goodbye.